7 days of silence will make an avoidant person react in this way. You're doing this wrong if you think 7 days of silence will make an avoidant person suddenly miss you. The internet has sold you a fantasy that if you disappear for a week, your avoidant ex will panic and come running back. But here's the truth. Avoidants don't react in dramatic explosions. They react in quiet storms. Their shift is subtle, internal, and nothing like what you've been told. Research from the University of Illinois shows that 68% of avoidant individuals experience their first emotional crack within the first week of no contact, but not in the way you imagine. I see this with my clients constantly. They expect panic by day 2. Instead, something far more complex unfolds. By the end of this, you'll understand exactly what an avoidant experiences during each day of your silence and why it matters more than you think. Day 1. The relief that isn't real. The first 24 hours feel like air to an avoidant. When you stop reaching out, the pressure drops. They finally feel the space they claim they want. They jump into distractions instantly. Work, friends, gym, scrolling, anything that keeps their mind full. But here's what's actually happening. Their nervous system is running on pure adrenaline. It's not peace, it's escape. Every packed schedule is their brain avoiding silence. Because silence means sitting with feelings, and feelings are what avoidants have spent their entire lives running from. Their brain uses what psychologists call deactivating strategies, automatically suppressing any thought that might create vulnerability. During this first day, they barely think about you, not because you didn't matter, but because their attachment system is in full defense mode. Meanwhile, you're falling apart. Your fingers hover over their name constantly. You write texts you don't send. You check their social media obsessively, and it destroys you because you're experiencing the separation intensely while they appear completely untouched. But remember, avoidants don't feel absence in real time. They feel it later, when the distractions stop working. Day 2, distraction starts cracking. On day 2, the adrenaline is fading. The silence becomes noticeable in small ways. They wake up and instinctively check their phone. They see something funny they'd normally share with you. They have a stressful moment and realize you're not there. These are micro moments. Quick flickers they push away instantly. But the cracks are forming. This is when they check your social media for the first time. If you seem sad or hurt, it reassures them. They're still attached. I'm not losing control. But if you look calm, posting about your life, smiling with friends, something inside them tightens. A small voice whispers, what if they're actually moving on? This imbalance isn't about who cares more. Avoidants calm down by creating distance. Anxiously attached people calm down through connection. You're experiencing opposite nervous system responses, and that's why it feels unbearable. Day 3. The emotional echo begins. By day 3, your silence stops being background noise and starts becoming presence. Avoidants don't miss you in loud ways. They miss you in flashes. A sound, a memory, a routine that feels empty. They begin noticing the space where you used to exist. The silence isn't just absence anymore. It's starting to feel like something. This is where soft reach-outs begin. Viewing your story at 2 a.m., liking an old post, posting something they know you'll see. These aren't attempts to reconnect. They're emotional radar pings asking, is the door still open? Am I still safe? They realize no one texts them the way you did. No one checks on them with genuine care. No one remembers the small details. Their friends are great, but it's surface level. No one knows them the way you did. Day 4, the loss breaks through. On day 4, the avoidant experiences discomfort they can't distract away. Their routines don't silence their mind anymore. The gym doesn't feel the same. Music doesn't hit the same. Work doesn't drown out the thoughts. This is the first day they feel the emotional cost of losing you. Quietly, persistently. They remember your presence in little ways. Your morning check-ins, your concern, your softness, your inside jokes. Here's what most don't realize. Avoidants rarely miss people for emotional intensity. They miss them for the emotional safety they didn't realize was safety. Now, they feel the absence of something they didn't know they needed. Day 5, the grieving begins. Around day 5, the avoidant enters the first stage of grief. Reality sinks in. You're really gone. This isn't just space. You've actually removed yourself from their life. They begin replaying the relationship honestly, not through defensive filters, but through clarity. They see how they shut down, push you away, avoided your needs, minimize your feelings. They remember the good parts they've been suppressing, the inside jokes, the comfort, the way you made them feel understood. This awareness comes in waves. They bounce between blame and accountability, between missing you and convincing themselves they're better off. This internal war is exhausting. They're not just grieving you, they're grieving the pattern they can't seem to break. Your silence is no longer just silence. It's evidence you're no longer chasing, and that scares them. Day 6, internal panic rising. By day 6, their suppression strategies stop working. Emotional memories become stronger. Nights feel heavier. They start imagining you moving on, and that thought hits their deepest fear, losing emotional access. Avoidants carry a core wound. If someone gets too close, I'll lose myself. If someone pulls away, I'll be abandoned. Day 6 triggers that second fear. This is where many send their first text. Hey, hope you're doing okay, or saw something that reminded me of you. These aren't accidents. They're emotional reassurance checks. How you respond determines everything. If you reply quickly and warmly, their system relaxes. The threat is gone. And once the threat is gone, so is their motivation to change. But if you don't respond or respond briefly and distantly, that creates real panic. Day 7. Your shift changes everything. By day 7, something transformative happens, not to them, but to you. You aren't desperate anymore. You aren't counting minutes. You aren't checking your phone obsessively. Something inside you stabilizes. The emotional storm is quieted. Your perspective is clearer. You remember your identity outside the relationship. You feel moments of peace. Quiet mornings, peaceful evenings, tiny bursts of confidence. You reconnect with routines that don't involve them. You're not healed yet, but you're becoming steady. And the avoidant feels this shift, even without contact. Your silence stops feeling like waiting and starts feeling like walking away. That difference hits them harder than any emotional explosion could. This is when avoidants face the truth. They didn't lose comfort. They lost connection. They didn't gain freedom. They gained emptiness. They didn't escape pressure. They escaped love. Some reach out genuinely at this point with vulnerable messages acknowledging fault. But here's the twist. By day 7, you're not the same person. When they reach out now, you don't feel desperate relief. You feel calm, maybe even sadness, because you see the pattern clearly. You know this reach out doesn't mean they've changed. It means they're uncomfortable, and you've learned their discomfort isn't your responsibility to fix. The truth about 7 days. The most powerful thing you did wasn't ignoring them. It was choosing yourself. Every time you didn't reply, every time you deleted the draft, you weren't punishing them. You were reclaiming your energy, your peace, your worth. 7 days isn't long enough to heal years of attachment wounds, but it's long enough to break the spell, to see the relationship clearly instead of through the fog of longing. What your avoidant person did during those 7 days tells you everything, but what you did matters more. You learned you don't break without them. Your emotions can regulate. Your value isn't measured by someone's availability. You didn't win them back. You won yourself back. And that is the real victory, not their message, not their regret. But the moment you realize your heart isn't fragile for loving deeply. It was simply given to someone who didn't know how to hold it. Now, you're holding it yourself. And that changes everything about your future.